Art, we'll talk to us. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. How is everything?
It's doing
How
alright.
you doing?
Tell us about Cosign. What should we know about Cosign before we talk about his music?
Cosign is how can I define cosign? Because I'm full of so many things, man.
Please,
I don't even know.
we have the time.
Cosign is an artist. Cosign is an engineer. Cosign is overreach. I don't even know how I can explain it. But cosign is just what that one person who is artistic in everything it does. Someone who is unique. Someone, like, I think I'm just a definition of art.
Art.
That's how I can describe myself.
Well, for me, I would say uniqueness speaks for itself. I was telling you about your music, man. It's crazy, the words, and sometimes you feel like, okay, this is not supposed to work, but then it works.
Yeah, man, it's all about creativity and being different because there's too much noise out there, so you have to actually live it up and be different.
How do you get into your space of creating?
Man, it's crazy because what I can say, I'm always inspired by so many things. Like it's just random, just a random feeling that comes through. So I also just find the vibe. I'm not sure like how it works, but I just find myself in the zone, and literally takes me a short while to do the music.
Does it come from like real life experiences? You know, by the time
because yes, I think I'm most of my music is driven from life experiences where like I talk about my relationships. But I find it creative of how to talk about it because I feel like I just don't want to do music that would be like okay, it's just the same ordinary music. I want something that speaks out. Every time I listen to my music, they feel like there is something unique about this, or there is something about this music.
That is so true because like I said, the lyric speaks for itself. It's almost definitely like what's happening here in Kampala. You have a song that literally describes the cities in Kampala. You have a song that literally talks about, you know, how age is something that Bitwala. We literally heard about that.
Definitely.
So I do understand where you're coming from. You have a label? You signed to a label?
Currently, right now, I'm working with a label. We haven't like really officialized things, but we are working together and see how we can come up in a way how to build this brand and push it to the next level. You know, at some point in life, like you work with so many things in life and figure out, like, you know what, I think I need a team to handle this because sometimes you get so busy in doing so many things, and at the end of the day, like you can't be solo. You can't do things all by yourself. So sometimes you need people to help you out and do several things.
But how does that work? You said you haven't signed officially.
I think we're at that level of signing. But you know, as any label, before there's always what they call a probation period.
Yes.
You understand? So you have to give you time to see if you're really aggressive in what you're doing, and they also try as much as they can to see that if you're committed to this. So I think at that point that it's a level that shows that you're committed to something, and it also builds a lot of trust and empowerment to one artist and also to the label itself.
How much work do you have to first put out in that probation time?
Not much, because I think it depends on the terms of agreement and the kind of relationship you have with the person. You understand? But I feel like we are at that level whereby you know. The record labels have a certain pace they move on, and as an artist, they also find when you have a different pace that you move on. So sometimes it's also the artist, because there are so many labels out there that really that really push artists and as well. But sometimes you find some artists who are actually very lazy in doing things. But if a label finds you in a position where they know the brand they're dealing with, you work at a very fast pace. Like you want things to get done in time. You have to do this in a short period of time. They understand, like, this guy is really aggressive in what he does. So we are at that level where I feel like they also need to understand me as an artist of what I really want and what our goals, because like I said, it's teamwork. So the label has its goals and I also have my personal goals, but we have to put them into sync to understand that, you know what, we want to build something to a greater height and see how we can push it. You
know, when you say that, I'm thinking maybe labels are trying to do the minimal work, because I feel like if you get a talent, it's your job to push them, whether they're lazy or not.
No. Sometimes people actually get it wrong. A label is an added advantage of who you are, because sometimes people just get too comfortable thinking you're going to be in bed sleeping and the label is literally going to do everything. But at some point, you know how because one thing you need to realize, there's so many talented artists out there. And anytime any label can switch up and be like, you know what? And we've seen artists who come up and fall up because some of them have that. I should say this. I think we live in a generation where everyone they're self-entitled to shit. You understand? Sorry for my language.
Cool.
But so sometimes they think that they're entitled to things. You understand? But me, from the generation I come from. Okay, I'm in between.
Those ones. You know, we like to think you well.
But I think I'm at that level where I feel like I really, really work hard. Like I'm so aggressive when I'm doing, and regardless of the blessing that comes my way, it finds me prepared, because I'm not that type of person to be like I will sit on myself and let someone do things for me, because I also get into it. So by the time, it's all about combined effort, you understand? So if someone is doing the work, I'm also doing my work, and we're in line, everything literally works out.
So does it mean you're not going to take as much time as you've been taking to release music? Because I realize you've been taking a long time.
No, but I think at some point it helped me create a mileage for myself, because I'm not that everyday artist you'll find literally like all the time everywhere, like because sometimes you need to give people time, you understand? And every time you release something, they feel like, okay, he's back, he's giving us something different. Because sometimes I think there's what they call it's getting out of my skirt of
probably
scarcity creates a little bit of yearning. You understand?
But I don't agree with you. Let me give you an example.
Okay, go on.
Give an example. You remember when we heard an artist release party after party, and the world jumped to the song, and you took time to release another song. Don't you think that affects the flow itself?
No,
Don't you
that
think it affects your flow?
That was a bad strategy, because you remember when I had done my first songs from Bad Energy, Oberawa, Bombardier, like it was, you understand? Then at some point, the COVID came through, but still in COVID I released songs. Do you understand? But then at some time I didn't want to put out so much music out there, because there were so many things I wanted to first figure out myself. Like I wanted to have a different direction, and also trying to see if my fan base is also very strong. And I realized that my fan base is still very strong, and that's why like now we're looking at a strategy where it's going to be more like of consistency, trying to pull out music video after video after video, because now I've seen my mileage, and we're now working on, we have a plan and a strategy of how we're going to do this. And
also we should expect now more music.
Definitely, because I think in 2 weeks now we're going to be releasing another audio.
Oh, hold up, you have an EP coming up, yeah?
Yes, it's more like it's an album.
Okay.
But we wanted to plan. I personally didn't want that album to come up if it wasn't the proper plan of how to push the album and see how it can actually go through. That's why, like, I was supposed actually to release it this year. Then I was like, nah, let me first take time.
That means you already have the music recorded.
Yeah, the music is already recorded.
Why did you have to call it Son of Nabukal?
Because I'm Son of Nabukal.
Oh, your mother? Oh,
yeah, my mother is called
That's a woman's name,
yes, it's a woman's name.
Oh,
yeah, my mother is called Nabukal.
That's definitely going to be personal.
Yeah, definitely. So much music.
How many songs?
I was thinking of doing 24 songs. Then I realized it was too much. Too much
for Ugandan audience, or too much for an app? Okay.
Too much. Okay. Because then I decided to cut it down to 12 songs, where I felt like so basically now all the songs I'm releasing from the new one, it's basically part of the Son of Nabukal album. So I'm releasing song by song. Then after releasing about like 4 or 5 songs, then I'll release.
Not too many. I don't know why albums in this country do not sell, actually. You know, we buy singles more than albums.
I think, but you're getting it wrong, because we're in a new generation whereby now music, actually it's a new wave. It's a new wave of albums, because now you release an album, put it out there, people listen to it. When people listen to it, it gives you what song they prefer the most, and it's definitely, you put it out as a single, shoot video for it, push it. It's a new strategy.
I always felt it was a good strategy for an upcoming artist.
Not here in Uganda.
But I honestly, I really see, because I look at the albums that are released and I can't remember like even 2 titles, because nobody talks about them after they're out.
Yes, but I think I'll give you an example of Azawi's album. Actually, Azawi's album came out during lockdown. You understand? It was actually a very good marketing strategy for songs. They released, I don't know how many songs were there, but you see the strategy they used, like every song wasn't new to the crowd, but it felt like every time it was pushed out further, it felt like it was
new.
You understand? So I think we're at that level now where we can actually do albums, because there's too much streaming sites, from iTunes, from Spotify, from Deezer, from like so many sites, to the point that now we're at that level. You know, I was telling someone a while ago, competition puts us at a position where also we need to work hard. We're actually complaining about Nigerian music, why are they coming infiltrating? But then at the end of the day, if we live in a generation whereby if you're not put into a position of pressure, it doesn't make us think. So me, at some point, I think Nigerian music penetrating the Ugandan music, it was a blessing in disguise. You understand? Because now it makes us think further and makes us like realize, like, you know what, why should I always just focus on making money through shows or making money through concerts and stuff? So I can still literally make money through these other avenues of
Yeah, and it's also proof that Ugandans actually are hungry for music. But
Yeah.
do you think the problem is not good music, or is it something else?
I think this industry we haven't quite reached to that level of actually, I think it all falls out to so many factors.
Yeah.
Because I think our industry, the government hasn't really seen it as an industry that actually accumulates revenue.
Yeah.
Because I do believe every sector in every country always has a financial budget that comes through. You understand? So if it was actually pushed in a way, it's not like saying we have to be given money, but pushed in a way that if let's say if all these companies come through and be like, each year we are going to sponsor like 10 artists, to push them out to as a face of tourism in other countries, in different areas, because they have the money to do that.
Yes.
Trust me, this industry would actually accumulate more money in so many ways that you can understand.
Yeah.
But I think we as an artist, and also when you look at our industry, we haven't reached to that. There's some funny story that we talked about, whereby I don't think our industry actually has reached to $1 million evaluation.
I don't think so either. It's honestly sad.
because when you find the Nigerian can actually do one song, and one song can literally change his life. You understand?
True.
So I think we shall reach there, but we'll have to give it time and see how we can penetrate. Because at the end of the day, we still have to work. We can't wait for the bigger things, but the bigger things will find us.
I was about to ask you, what exactly do you want to do about that as an artist? But you said you're gonna have to wait for the bigger things.
Yeah, but then the bigger things won't find you seated. But I think in all the noise, that's around, you still have a chance to penetrate through the industry by all levels, because we've seen the lights of Diamond Platinum, we've seen the lights of...
How do you intend to do it as Cosign?
Me as Cosign, I think I shouldn't also look at only pushing my music only here in Uganda, because I also have to look at other avenues where I have to push my music outside or out the boundaries of Uganda. And I feel like Africa is actually a very big continent. You understand? And I feel like I can push my music further to a level where I feel like people can give me. And also I think also we need to also like language barrier, because we need to understand, like, man, there's a lot of English speaking countries out there, so we need to find ways how to integrate our language as well as.
Have you ever had a situation where you feel like, okay, this song is literally being forced on people, Like, why are you putting money to push it out there? Even we have, these Nigerians putting money here in Uganda for the music to be pushed. I know that you pushing music across the border is going to involve a whole big check.
No, but before even we go there, I think our industry needs to straighten up in a way, because I think let me put it in Luganda, Tuina obutaya galiza bungi. You understand? Because now I'll give you a situation. A DJ will actually want you to pay them to play your music. You understand? But they're playing a Nigerian song where they don't literally know them. They haven't even paid them shit or whatsoever.
They're gonna say it's the demand.
It's not even the demand. I'm telling you. Now imagine if all DJs like wake up. No, I'm not just giving. It's not actually not only about the DJs.
Yes.
If they literally just wake up one day and they'll be like, you know what? Let's push like 120% of Ugandan music. Because what you feed the people, it's what they consume. You understand? And they played Ugandan. There's so much nice music out there. Like, they play Ugandan music all the time, regardless of how much. Because if you see, our music can't penetrate in Nigeria as a country because they have laws and restrictions that actually
govern that.
You understand? So even though you've seen so many collabs where Ugandans have collaborated with Nigerians, but they don't push that music in their country. So imagine the situation. It's not like it's saying like we should be selfish or what, but sometimes I think, I'll give you an example. If you're in a home, you have to first look after the people you have in your house before you think about others. So I think that's the situation we need to actually work upon and see how we can move further.
There's a whole lot of grievances, man, in the music industry. Like, I've listened to a lot of different artists, and it's always just one thing: first talent, then after government, then after something else. And
there's so many factors. There's so many factors.
I don't know how we can get through that and have
No, but I think we are getting there. We are getting there.
How
and the
many
fact
years?
that I'm so proud, our industry has been built on a how do I term this thing? Let's say omusingi. Omusingi is what in English?
Foundation.
Foundation. It's been built on jealousy and negativity.
Oh yeah.
You understand?
And it's not just music.
Yes. But I think we are at that level whereby now the fact that we have all these streaming sites from TikTok, from now we are at that level whereby you can't stop music from moving by all means, however much you're jealous, however much you have a lot of negativity and everything. Like good music will always push itself up.
You know, that's true. I've really had some good music in this country. You know, you've talked about jealousy and stuff like that, and it affects artists as people, and you've been, you know, open about your mental health on social media. How is that working out for you? How do you deal with those kinds of challenges?
I think everyone goes through that, but recently I should say you've heard of a guy called Andrew Tate, right?
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate. Yes,
Andrew
yes,
Tate.
yes. The internet guy.
Crazy guy. But I think everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
But I feel like our generation these days, like I said, like it's built on self-entitlement. It's built in a way whereby, oh my God, I have stress. Oh my God, but man.
Oh my God, you need to treat me right.
It's my mental health. Mental health at the end of the day. When I was listening to this guy, he actually had valid points. It is a situation where you put yourself in, saying, because you can actually literally get out of any position. You understand? And mental health is a choice that you choose to stay in that, because you can't tell me you're depressed and you can't get yourself out of depression. Depression is just a mindset. But it doesn't exist.
I have been depressed before.
Yes, but it's just the mindset.
Yeah, once you get out of it, you realize I could have back in the day.
Yes. And I think, what I can say, most youth in our country, they're depressed, but based on financial struggles. You understand? But imagine if someone was saying they're depressed and they're given, like, let's say $1 million. Would they still be depressed? Can you be depressed when you have money?
I think you can, though. But you see, when you don't have money, when you don't have money, you think you want the money.
No, I'm giving certain situation. So I think I realized it's what you train your mind to be, it's what happens.
But let's get away from other people. I'm talking about now the job of creating as an artist. Because you need to create material, and you know, when you're in a place that is not good mentally, you cannot create great stuff.
I understand what you mean, but I think, like I said, it's just a mindset game. And being a mindset game. Now imagine a situation, and you know, our type of generation has also a problem whereby, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, sorry. Hey, like, man, dude, get up and go and do shit about it, man. Like, man. I'm just also as well sick and tired of people saying I'm depressed.
That is how you get
because yes, I've also been in that situation where I'm saying I'm depressed, but man, it's just a situation of life. Like, it's just a mindset game.
Nobody comes to Cosign for advice. If you are depressed, you're gonna die.
No, because the people should actually be told like literally the hard truth. Like, if you're depressed, what's depressing you? Find out the factors that are actually making you depressed. Do you have a solution for them? Can you control it?
Okay.
Because you can actually lose a family member. Yes, you could feel depressed. But the real truth, that person is gone. They are not coming back. But are you really going to live in the past?
That's actually the best advice I got when I lost my mother. Now, we know that you have an album coming up, like we said. And right now we're about to premiere a song called Dating from the man Cosign, and it's definitely the first release of the album, Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us about dating.
So, like I